Namaste everybody, welcome to the YogaCandi YouTube channel. My name is Candace and today I have a lovely heart opening class for all levels to enjoy. If you're a beginner, please make sure you've got some yoga blocks handy. I'm going to be flowing a lot with the blocks today, so if you're a little more intermediate, just forget about the blocks, go deeper, listen to your body and just do what works for you today. If you're a beginner and anything really hurts and it doesn't feel right for you, then please do just pull out of the pose, take a child's pose and have a little rest and wait for the next position, or just hold back a little more. So guys, you can find me on Facebook and on Instagram. I'm not the best on social media, I'm not going to lie, especially not at this time in my life. I've got a 2-year-old, but I do try and post the odd thing, and I certainly try to put up some stories for you guys to look at. So I really hope that you find me on there and enjoy it. The links are below in the description. So just let me know how this class also made you feel at the end of the flow. Just leave me a comment. So let's begin. I'm going to start off hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips in our tabletop position. Let's warm up through the spine with a big inhale through the nose, lifting the chest and lifting the tailbone, dropping the belly. Exhale, arch, tuck the chin and the tailbone. Keep going just like this. Inhale, look up. Exhale, arch. Inhale, look up. Exhale, arch. 3 more. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, arch. 2 more. Inhale, look up. Exhale, arch. 1 more. And arch. Grab a block, place it on the floor and extend your hands. You might need to move your block a little further away and just work out where your forehead is going to meet the block as you rest your head down in for a puppy pose. So keeping the hips in line with your knees. And if you would like to, you can remove the block and bring the forehead all the way to the floor. This is called puppy pose. So lift the elbows off the ground, sink your chest towards the floor as deep as you can get it. If you're more intermediate, you may want to bring your chest all the way to the floor. From here, wave your spine forwards, moving your block out the way if it's still there. And we're going to come down for our Sphinx Pose. So we're placing our elbows on the ground underneath our shoulders. Lift the chest up towards the sky. Keep your head nice and long, as if someone's pulling a string, keeping you up nice and tall through the neck. Hug your shoulder blades back a little bit and just breathe here, just gently opening up through the spine, pushing the tops of the feet into the ground. If you want to, you can engage the legs even more by lifting up through the kneecaps and really pressing the thighs and the feet to the floor. You can just stay here in your Sphinx pose, or you can start to bring your palms to the ground, but only if this is possible for your body. And we're going to inhale, lift up into a cobra pose. So this is a lot higher, and this is only accessible to some people, so just take your time. And you're going to inhale down, exhale down, sorry, inhale up, coming up off the ground, lifting your chest to the sky. Exhale down. Inhale up, and you can keep this flow going. Just breathing, you may find it easier to slightly widen the legs. If you're finding your waves, just take 2 more. One more. And now everybody push yourself back into your puppy pose. So knees are in line with hips. Extend your arms. Rest your forehead on a block or down on the ground. Keeping the breath nice and deep. Now send yourself up into a downward facing dog. So just walk your feet a little closer to your hands. Make sure your hands are around shoulder distance apart. Externally rotate your shoulder blades. So you're trying to get your shoulder blades to widen, to open up at the back. And you're internally rotating your knees ever so slightly. Feet around hip distance apart. And from here we're going to find some spinal waves. So come up onto your tippy toes, tuck your chin and arching the spine, coming forwards to plank, and then drop the hips, bend the knees, send the tailbone to the sky first, back into your down dog. So that's one wave. I'll go through it one more time. Up on tippy toes, tuck the chin, roll forward, arching the spine, into your plank. Bend your knees, send your tailbone to the sky first, look forwards and come back into your downward facing dog. So just take your time. We're going to do 3 spinal waves just like that. Okay, wave forward into plank. Bend the knees, send the tailbone to the sky, back to down dog. Wave forward, plank. Bend the knees, lift the bum, downward facing dog. And again, wave forward to plank. Bend the knees, lift the tailbone, back to downward facing dog. Take a moment in your down dog. And then step this right foot as forward as you can possibly get it. If you want to, you can have your blocks handy, so just grab your blocks. Have them on the highest or lowest setting here in a runner's lunge. Finding a little bounce. And then lower the back knee into a low lunge. Now lift your heart to the sky. The closer the back knee is to the front heel, the easier this pose will be for you. So lift your heart to the sky. If you can let go of your blocks, and maybe you can find your fingertips on the ground behind you. That's quite intermediate, so you may want to put your blocks behind you and lift your chest to the sky, sending your hips forwards. Look up and breathe deep. And then come on forwards, move your blocks back in line with your front foot. And then send your tailbone back, just taking a little hamstring stretch here. You can stay up high on your blocks, but if you're a little more flexible, you can remove them and just fold over the front leg. Back to your low lunge. Now come up off the back knee, back into a runner's lunge. Lift the arms to the sky, high lunge. Place your hands behind your head, interlacing the fingers. Lift the heart to the sky, look up. Hands back to the sky, open up, warrior two. Bend into the front knee, back foot is a 90-degree angle to the back of the mat. Extend the arms, look beyond the right fingertips. Back to your high lunge. And then plant your hands on the ground, step back to your plank. Holding your plank, 2 breaths. Keep your tailbone in line with the head, don't let it lift or sink too much. And then downward facing dog. Taking a couple of deep breaths in your down dog. Taking 2 spinal waves, so wave forward, tuck the chin into your plank. Bend the knee, send the tailbone to the sky, back to downward facing dog. One more just like that. Tuck the chin, roll forwards to plank. Bend the knees, send the tailbone to the sky, downward facing dog. Now step your left foot as far forward between your palms as you can get it. In your runner's lunge, you may want your blocks handy. Place them either side of the foot, sort of in line with your shoulders. Find a little bounce here. Keep both of your hip bones facing forward, so you want them to be in line. Slowly drop the back knee to your low lunge. You might want to put your blocks on the highest level in your low lunge, or perhaps on that shorter level, totally up to you. And now place your blocks closer towards the back knee, lifting your chest up to the sky and sinking those hips towards the ground. Just taking a few deep breaths here, opening up through this chest. Place your blocks either side of the front foot once again and send your tailbone back, straightening the front leg, half Hanumanasana, half split pose. You can stay up on your blocks, on your hands. If you're more flexible, remove them and start to fold over the front leg. You can use your blocks to come out of this pose and bring yourself back to your low lunge, and then lift the back heel off of the ground. From here, use the power of your legs and bring your arms up to the sky in your high lunge. Interlace the fingers, plant them behind the head, lifting the chest to the sky, look up. And now open up, warrior two. Open the hips, take the back foot 90-degree angle to the back of the mat. Look beyond the left fingertips, bend into the front knee. Back into your high lunge, come up off the back heel, hips face forwards. And then plant your hands either side of the front foot back in your runner's lunge. Step back into a plank. Taking the knees to the ground, so you're in an easy plank. Tuck the elbows close to the body. We're taking Chaturanga, so come all the way down to the ground. Inhale for baby cobra. Or you can take it higher into a full cobra and back down. Send your bum back towards your heels. Open your knees as wide as your mat or wider, and coming down for a wide-legged child's pose. Extend your hands, take your forehead to the ground, and just rest here for a moment. Walk yourself up towards your knees, bring your knees together, and then just open them hip distance. Now, you've got a choice here. You can take yourself into a puppy pose, just by extending the arms like we did in the beginning, bringing your forehead down and just rest here. No need to do what we're about to do. We're going to try camel pose, but it's not for everybody, and if you're not there yet, don't even attempt it. So, knees are in line with the hips. Keep the flat part, the top part of the feet against the ground. Grab your blocks. Place them either sides of the feet. Just a little bit behind the feet, and plant your hands onto your blocks. And from here you're going to start to lift your hips up to the sky. Pushing them up to the sky, squeezing your glutes. And then maybe dropping your head back. Make sure that your fingertips are facing away from your knees. So fingertips would face away, palms onto the blocks. Lift up nice and slow, opening up through those shoulders, through the chest. Let the head rest back. If this feels comfortable, take 3 deep breaths in your camel pose. Very slowly, keep the head where it is. Bring the bum to the heels, lift the head last. And then remove your hands from your blocks. And we're just going to take a twist here. So taking a comfortable seat, cross-legged seat of your position, of your choice. And we're just going to take a couple of spinal twists. So inhale the hands to the sky and twist over to the right. Look back behind you. You can close your eyes and just breathe deep into your twist. And then inhale the hands to the sky above your head, look up, and then twist to the left. Taking that right hand to the left knee, breathe deep. And back to center. Take the soles of the feet together. Open up wide through the hips, through the knees. Your knees may be lifted if you're more of a beginner, then just sit here holding onto your knees, pushing your chest forward. Breathing into this. If you're a little more flexible, let the knees hang heavy. You can take a block in front of you on the highest level or on the second highest. And just start to maybe lean forward. If that's not possible, just sit up tall. If you can, lean forward, placing your forehead onto your block. You can always use your elbows to push your knees further apart. Just resting into this hip opener. Take some deep, deep breaths, sending them down into the tailbone. And then everybody come on up, remove your block, put it to the side. Take another comfortable cross-legged position. We're just going to take a moment here for a mindful meditation. So take the tops of the palms to the knees, sit up tall through the spine. Before we meditate, let's just take some neck rolls from shoulder to shoulder. Roll one more time just from one shoulder to the other. Back up. Close your eyes. Totally be in the moment. Allow any thoughts to pass. Become aware of the sensations of your body and listen to your breath. Bring your breath back to its natural rhythm. Relax the space between your eyebrows. Relax your eyelids. Relax your jaw. Relax your shoulders down. Feel them become heavier. Relax your elbows and your hands, feeling the natural curl of your fingers. Relax your hips and notice your knees become heavier. Relax the soles of the feet and then become aware of the weight of your body as it touches the ground. You can stay here and meditate for as long as you like, or you can end your class with me. With the eyes still closed, inhale your hands to the sky, allow your face to follow. Draw your hands to your heart center, bow your head. Perhaps say a little intention for your day to yourself now. Perhaps it's to stay mindful and to breathe. Whatever it may be, say it to yourself. And then namaste. You can look up. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope it's allowed your chest to open up a little for you. Let me know in the comments how you got on. Heart opening classes can be really tough, especially on beginners. So please don't beat yourself up if you didn't manage some of the poses. With time and with practice, you'll get there. So until next time, namaste.